Is Obama starting to squirm? And the markets are always right. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard. Happy Mother's Day. It is Sunday, May the 10th, and happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there and all you mothers out there. In the meantime, what's going on? What a week. What a crazy week we just saw. And of course, I guess one big question is President Obama starting to squirm? He's trying to go on the offensive right now, trying to get over this. A lot of these things have been going on with General Flynn being released and some of the changes, and all of a sudden, the deep state might start to get exposed. There might be some issues out there. We don't know. We'll see what goes on. I'm certainly not a lawyer, but certainly we can see by some of the developments that are going on that there are many things out there that happened during the Obama administration and that may not exactly been kosher. So we'll see what that brings. But of course, suddenly we haven't heard from Obama for over 3 years, basically, and suddenly he's now getting in the spotlight. And of course, look at the candidate they're trying to put forward. Can President Obama bring him out of the doldrums? Of course, because why should we worry about the sexual abuse has never accounts to the left of center. It's always only if it's on the right. It's an amazing factor we get to watch over and over and over again as we see how different things apply to different parties. It's an amazing development that we've seen, and of course, I think, as they say, it's only just begun. Where's the carpenters when you need them? As we go forward and see the different secrets that were revealed, our old friend Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, and all the wonderful people that try to create this imaginary issue that I guess never really existed. Okay, so again, it's amazing what can happen when you have enough power to do things that are maybe not on board or up above board, and start to put innocent people in jail and create a crime where there is not one. But hey, you trolls, let those hate mail start to come. It'd be great to hear from you on a day like today, because of course we're seeing the left of the aisle start to crumble down and scramble for safety, looking for what to do next. And of course, a lot of things are going to come out. And I think that, as I said, I think this is just the beginning. I think it should be a very interesting next 6 months, and of course, a very interesting next few years, as I think we'll see a lot of people looking for lawyers. A lot of people looking for help, and there's going to be, I think, a few out there that may spend some time in the hotels with the bars on them. So we'll see. Again, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know anything. I just know what I see. But certainly, what I've seen so far, A, is not a surprise. Okay, and B, we've all heard, or maybe you haven't, or maybe you don't believe, but the deep state at work once again. The things that go on behind the scenes. I mean, obviously, we're seeing conspiracy issue after conspiracy issue in the COVID-19 virus, and of course, I always thought that it might have been let out on its own and on purpose, almost as a chemical warfare. And I believe that I think you've heard me say, I believe is behind it. Of course, we've all heard the name before, but I think the name, is George Soros, that could have been behind this whole thing at some point. But now we're seeing articles. Now, I'm not saying I believe them or not. I'm just talking about what I've read. And of course, there's talk that maybe Bill Gates and somebody else was behind it as well. And again, I'm not accusing anybody. I don't have any idea. Okay, but I think the stories are interesting, as we continue to see people blame the president, okay, for the way that he's handled it. Yet what do we see here? Okay, we see that I think he's done a pretty damn good job at trying to control and see what's going on. But again, I'm not a doctor either. So I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know, but I can only see, what is out and what people are now doing. And of course, instead of trying to fix it, we're getting accusations. And typically, I think many of us can understand that accusations usually lead to, are usually those that go on the offensive are usually guilty and are at fault. But again, I can't answer that question. But of course, we do know that in the overall world, there's a lot of issues going on. And of course, as we turn to, the jobs number from Friday, ooh, boy. But again, not unexpected. We talk about whether this virus and whether the economy now is actually the problem of a falling economy and problems there, or was this whole depression, recession, joblessness created by the virus? And of course, it obviously was more than the virus. Now, I don't say that we were not going to have issues anyways with the economy, because again, I do believe that the economy was partially artificial to begin with, and we were pumping up more on cheap money and other things because based on what was going on, the average investor was not necessarily able to participate. And certainly through this latest rally, this was not our average investor, because again, when you look at how most average investors put their money into markets, it is done through their 401ks and IRAs and things like that. When you're not working, you're not contributing. So you're not contributing to your 401k or IRA. So that, says to me that this was more of an effect of the cheap money rolling on and trying to take advantage as the Fed continues to crumble. Okay. The cluelessness of the Federal Reserve and the willingness to continue to sell America and put us into hock. Okay. With trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. Okay. And of course now, the new proposal from our friends in the Socialist Party now want to give $2,000 a month until it's over and $2,000 a child. So family of five, let's give them $100,000 a year. Okay, $120,000 a year to stay home and do nothing. Okay, now again, I'm all for helping those that are in need of help, but I think obviously, as we said last week, we need to get this economy open, and of course, we start to see some of the things start to open. It's going to be a long time before we get back to real open. Okay, I mean, we're going to see basically many, many companies or businesses operating at 25 to 30% of capacity because obviously of the social distancing, because of what they do. I mean, restaurants, again, you can only put in, I think whatever, max 50% occupancy, but I think it's more like 25. Okay, well, where are you going to go? I mean, how are you going to make a living there? Okay, unless the landlords are going to, make, are going to make, their rent, cut the rent by 80%. And I don't know that that's going to happen. But again, I do think that you see a dramatic turn, okay, in the in the real estate markets that could obviously create an entire new problem down the road, which would then be another economic problem. Because again, what are we going to see? I think many companies just learned that they can work from home. They can cut their expenses down, what does that mean? It means more profit, more bottom line. Okay, and again, I happen to know and witness some of that kind of stuff through my trading days, all right, in the exchanges. And as the floors went more electronic, they were able to eliminate jobs and become more profitable as they have now. And I'm saying this today, and I've said it before, I don't think the trading floors in Chicago for sure will ever open again. Okay, that's my opinion, because they wanted to close anyways. And of course, they are now for-profit corporations, so they're in it for the money. All right, so they most likely, or hopefully, they hope for them, they hope they don't want to open ever up again. Okay, but again, we did see the worst jobs report in history. and this continues to bring on the clamoring, the death of the dollar as the U.S. as the world reserve currency. But yet, okay, the dollar can remain strong. And again, these conspiracy theories, these fear mongers, those that continue to try to, change what's going on in this country and weaken America for their own purpose is just ridiculous. And it's a terrible thing when you continue to sell and try to work on fear. Okay. But, as you see, the American malls are empty. But again, they were empty before, right? Malls were empty before. So why would we think that now is different? Again, this market isn't different than any other market in history. Yes, it was created. The sell was created by the pandemic, but was it coming anyways? And I think, you look at a lot of different things, okay, that happen in markets, and you have to see that this was things that were kind of happening before. So all that really happened here was an acceleration, okay? And I think that is something that we look at, okay? And again, it goes back to, we go back to 2008. The mortgage crisis was never really fixed, okay? And once again, I think you see banks in tremendous leverage positions again. We keep hearing how safe they are and how they have not. And again, I would love to find out, for the real facts. I'd love to see a real independent audit, not some BS garbage that we get a report on saying, yeah, the banks are fine, the banks are fine, the banks are fine. Well, again, I would love to say, and I don't think they are. That's, again, opinion. Obviously, my whole pieces are opinions, okay? So, again, I don't think that there's any reason that I believe, okay, that the banks are in good shape. I think they're in horrible shape. And again, I think that all they're existing on is the free money that by the Fed and the free money that they're allowed to print. But at the end of the day, it does create, in my eyes, a much bigger problem. And I think one of the other big things is, again, how long does the virus last? When can we actually get back to real work? And we don't get back to real business until there's a vaccine. Okay, that is pretty much automatic. Until there's a vaccine, you are going to see empty stadiums. You're going to see empty restaurants, empty bars. It's just not going to be the same. Okay, so you're not going to be able to generate the same revenue. Okay, but there is one big question to ask, and that is, did China ask the World Health Organization to delay the pandemic announcement? I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I go on to say again that it would not surprise me if this was let out intentionally. This would not surprise me if it was almost a form of chemical warfare. It would not surprise me if they wanted to create this to try to take over as the world power. It will not work, but it is interesting, and the questions certainly need to be answered, as many questions need to be answered about what the hell's going on here and what happened, not only with the virus, but with many other things throughout that happens right now here through the deep state. We're going to step out here for a break, as it is Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day, everybody. And we'll be back with more of Bubba's Bottom Line after the break. Kids, what's up? And again, to all you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. It's always great, and I hope you're getting a chance to have a great day. In the meantime, don't forget, we have just brought out our brand new Technomental commodities report, written and taken care of by Andy Heck, who has been in the commodities industry for 40 years, lived and traveled worldwide from China to Russia, Colombia, Brazil, dealing with commodities, top executive from Salomon Brothers Bank, but when they were Salomon Brothers, and has been in this business and has now decided to bring to you his own report, which is it's $100 a month or $800 a year, your choice. You can see him if you want to read about Andy or see him. You can go to Seeking Alpha. He is the #1 author and followed on Seeking Alpha. You can check him out. Again, you want to get any information, you can email me and I'll take care of it for you. And don't forget about our brokerage partners, CTG, okay, for futures and commodities. Again, they do a great job with our stuff, and they're our letter of direction person who will handle your trades if you want to be part of it. And they've got some great products on their own. And of course, I will be able to have to send their information along with Tradier for equities. Again, $10 a month flat. We were tied in with their software for our hedging program. But again, $10 a month. How can you beat it? Great customer service, great guys, and again, you're not going to beat the price. I don't care where you go. In the meantime, you want to get information on any of that, either the Techmental Report or CTG or Tradier, you can just email me at bubba@bubbatrading.com. And of course, don't forget about our high school program at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. That's patreon.com/Bubba Trading. In the meantime, let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line on this Sunday, Mother's Day. Welcome back and happy Mother's Day. And it is Sunday, May the 10th. And of course, Bubba's Bottom Line. Wow, markets are they know no bottom. They know no bad news. And suddenly, once again, did we not see this similarly in December of 18? Again, once again, the markets had a quick meltdown. And once again, they have recovered. And of course, the NASDAQ is now positive for the year. And the markets exploded. The NASDAQ is breaking out. The Dow is breaking out. The S&P is breaking out. Now, will it last? I don't know. Again, I don't predict markets because I'm in through my models. I'm in through my mechanical trading. I'm in through my algorithms. All right? So I'm not going to try to predict it. I mean, I still think there's a chance we make new lows, but I've been long, as you know, because every day on Bubba's Daily Update and every Sunday I tell you exactly what my positions are, and I am still long the Dow, S&P, Russell, and NASDAQ. And we'll stay there until the algorithms change and tell me it's time to do something else. So again, do I think they're healthy here? I don't know. Their earnings stink. I mean, we've got all kinds of issues out there, but yet markets continue higher. So am I going to say it can't happen? Because if you remember, the markets are always right. So let's not think that we're smarter than the market, because you ain't. That's it. You can think all you want. At the end of the day, the markets are always right. Now, as we look at some of the other markets and look at the jobs number, of course, the jobs number was the worst ever. And I actually texted out to all my members on Friday morning before the jobs number came out. The expectations were for about 16.8 or something percent of unemployment. And I said, if the number is better than that, then the markets are going to rally. And certainly enough, the market number came at 14 and change, and bang, up went the rallies and exploded higher. Another monster update. Again, in the meanwhile, as we look around the board, gold. Gold had one big day. It got down to a key level, and of course, we were very concerned. I'm still concerned about gold. I mean, I don't particularly like the way it looks, but it did manage to hold some major support, and I'm still long it. Silver and platinum, the same thing. Silver was starting to look a little bit better. Now, again, we're not going to predict. We're long. We're long across the board. All right, the metals, and again, what they do, I can't answer. They don't look as good as they did, but they are still in what we would consider to be uptrends. And when you're playing a trending market, you play the trend. Bond markets really in tight consolidation. The bond market now is starting to mimic what the equities were doing for weeks, and that's just sideways trade. They look good one day, they look bad one day, they look good one day, they get hammered, they go up. We're long. Again, I hate it, but it is what it is. I'm not going to fight what I'm supposed to be in. Crude oil looked like it might have a chance to go to the moon. Now it is coming back down a little bit, but obviously much better than it was, when the May contract expired, and we've got 10 days now. Is there an opportunity or a chance that June oil can go negative? Yeah, there's a chance. Not a high probability chance right now, because again, it's really going to become if the economy stays open and we continue to add on and we do not have any relapse, then we've already seen the producers cut down on production. So if all that happens, then what we're going to see is the oil may not go higher, but it's not going to go to zero. It's not going to go under because, again, we're going to start to cut down on the supply that we have. In the meantime, we're short oil, all right? And, again, there is one spread that I did like. I don't have it on yet, but, I do like if you want something that's reasonable and you want to be more conservative, you could actually, buy August or September oil and sell June oil. Okay. Again, just as a spread, but I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying that's something that I'm looking at. Okay. In the meantime, the dollar continues higher again, but really the dollar's obviously in one big range. It's about 99 to 101. We're still short it. But again, based on what's going on, with all the pressure, the Fed has tried to put in that dollar, and yet they can't get it to go down. So we'll see. Obviously, we're short, so we're with the Fed right here. As much as I hate it, but we're with the Fed, right? And copper continues to try to move higher again, and you got to just, again, you play what you got, and obviously strength in copper is not a bad sign for the economy. It's a good sign for the economy. So, if you remember the old term, Dr. Copper. And these are things, again, now that you look at, but at the end of the day, I could care less whatever happens. All I care about is what is the trend and what do the algorithms say? Because that's how we operate. That's how I trade over the long term. Short term, obviously, I day trade, different things over very short time frames. But at the end, I'm going to follow the algorithms for the long term. And we move into the agricultural world, and well, the meats, as we thought, started to look better. And actually, we have now gone from short hogs, short cattle, okay, to now long hogs and long cattle. Again, I said that I'd like to be long. Now, I waited. Obviously, we got long hogs early, and then we got long feeder cattle, and then we got long live cattle. And I think that again, okay, is just showing you that there is some strength and some buyers here. And that's also indicating, okay, that the supply chain may be opening up, because that was the biggest problem there, is there was plenty of supply and plenty of demand, but there was no way to get the supply to the demand. Now it looks like if we start to open, you'll start to see more of that. The grains, they still remain on the weaker side. Now we had some good action. I think the big thing, and we're still short across the board, but I think the big thing to look at in the grain markets is simply that they were able to manage to hold the lows, okay, and not go make new lows. So that's a good sign. Again, I would prefer to be long than short here, but I will stay short, obviously, with the algorithm. But I expect, to see this turn, because I am expecting a much bigger rally at some point. Again, obviously, a lot is predicated on the economy being open and being able to get rid of some of this well oversupplied markets, because there's a lot of people talking about the way these work, and at the end of the day, it comes back down to a market. And unless we can get rid of this oversupply, we're not going to see a big rally for a while. Okay. Now, again, one of the big questions you have to ask yourself: are the markets getting way ahead of themselves? They're basically saying that the fears of the virus are over. Okay, that's what the markets are basically saying, is that we're going back to normal. Now, we already know we're not going back to normal. We already know earnings are going to suck. We already know there's going to be a lot of issues forward. And this is all based on, is everything going to be good? And again, I hope so. Obviously, I mean, we live here. We want it to be good. We want our neighbors to work. We want everybody to be able to thrive. So is it going to be good? Again, I can't predict, if there's going to be a relapse, if there's going to be any problems. So hopefully it'll go smooth. And besides the fact that, Jesus, I want to get baseball and a sports open. I mean, this no live sports is a killer. So, again, we are where we are. All of our positions. You understand that we're just playing mechanically and playing the trend. So again, let's not, get ahead of ourselves, and let's get away from predicting, because again, remember, those of you who try to trade the news, you lose. You get no chance. Okay. People that trade the news are going to lose every time. Okay. So keep trading the news. You'll be out of money. In the meantime, learn to follow the trend, learn to follow a system, mechanical. You'll be a lot happier and you'll have a lot more money. In the meantime, this is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horowitz. We're going to step out here for a break, and we will be right back with more and my commentary after the break. So kids, again, happy Mother's Day. And of course, don't forget about Technomental, our brand new commodities report from our friend Andy Hecht, who provides a weekly update, a weekly summary, a quarterly update, a very detailed reports of commodities, and of course, Andy has traveled worldwide, lived worldwide, and has been, dealt with China, Russia, Colombia, North Korea, South Korea, all in the commodities industry, dealing with the different commodities throughout the world. One of the best ever. Has his report on Seeking Alpha, not his report, but his rewrites for Seeking Alpha. Check him out. #1 writer there. And of course, the report from us would be $100 a month or $800 annual. I encourage you to check it out because it is a terrific report for those who want to know the fundamentals, okay, and some of the technicals about the markets. And of course, don't forget about our great brokerage partners, CTG Group, who handles all of our commodities and futures business and also handles all of our letter direction trading. Make sure that you check them out. I mean, they do a great job, and you call them, they pick up the phone. Okay, no voicemails. And of course, for equities, it's Tradier Brokerage. Okay, Tradier. Okay, they do another great job and great customer service. And of course, for $10 a month, it's probably quite a bit less than you're paying right now, even with that free commission you're getting from one of your brokers. So again, they do a great job. If you'd like any information on Technomental, CTG, or Trader, just shoot me an email. I'll send you their links. Bubba at BubbaTrading.com is how you get a hold of me, and they'll also be listed up on the website. And of course, don't forget about our high school program if you want to help us out as we try to retool for next fall, and that's at Patreon, patreon.com/BubbaTrading. That's patreon.com/BubbaTrading. Now let's get back to Bubba's Bottom Line and, of course, my commentary. Welcome back. It is Bubba's Bottom Line. It is Sunday, May the 10th, and of course, happy Mother's Day. And, today, there's so much to talk about, but we look at, first of all, the General Flynn situation, okay? The man who was entrapped. So it's now obvious, okay, that they were targeting Trump. They were targeting Flynn. They were targeting all of those, Roger Scott and everybody else. There were targets that we now have notes, okay, handwritten notes telling them what to do, which is a disgrace to the FBI. To have Peter Strzok and those people are an absolute disgrace. There's no way, no matter which side of the aisle you sit on, that you can defend what they did in these situations. And it looks to me that Mr. President Obama, is a little bit nervous, and he's trying to go on the offensive here, trying to turn it around, okay, as he calls in Eric Holder and some of the others. But it seems to me that there are a lot of people squirming. And again, just remember, okay, that the people squirming are not only those on the left. I'm sure there are many on the right that are squirming as well, because there is a lot of funky business that goes on that we never get to witness, that happens and is known as the deep state. And that is not only a left or a right side. That's a combination of many that are behind a lot of bad things and a lot of bad deals that are being made here. But as we see publicly now, the General Flynn thing was a disgrace. Peter Strzok is a disgrace. Okay, and the ability and to handle these FISA warrants, okay, and the way they got them renewed is a disgrace to this country. Okay, it just goes to show you how much power is wielded by those who shouldn't have it. This is Bubba's Bottom Line. Todd Bubba Horwitz. Have a great Mother's Day to all of you, and enjoy your mother. And if you're the mother, have a great day. In the meantime, as always, I thank you. And listen, we'll be back tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. And until then, have a great weekend. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.